Hello, thanks for joining me. This is the last part of a three-part video on making lathe dials. Last week I made this 2-inch dial out of steel for my cross slide. And I made this one out of steel too. This is on my compound, and that's what this video is about. The actual dial making process is about the same. But there's some particulars in the mechanism of this compound here that I wanted to cover. And it probably applies to South Bend and Logan and Atlas, Closing, a lot of your older lathes with a little dial. And there's the size of the dial that I'm replacing. It's almost unreadable. And it's a huge plus to have these nice readable dials on here. But anyway, let's get started and see where it takes us. Okay. What I want to do is create a new, this is a dial right here, can't hardly read it. I want to create a hub like that. The way this works is that dial just slips on there, it's got a set screw on it. That set screw sometimes falls in the keyway, but you can reset the dial wherever you want, like reset your 0 point. It's really not a very good system, not very well designed. But, so what I want to do is I want to create a smooth sleeve for that right there. And then I'm going to drill a small set screw hole in it and then lock it into the keyway. That way I can make a dial to fit over the top that will slide on it. Hopefully I can offset, make the set screw off center enough to where the set screw that attaches the dial is not hitting the set screw that holds this on. Anyway, I'm making that hub right here. I've turned this diameter down to the same as the dial here. I'm ready to drill it and then ream it. I'm going to cut this off the same length. I made this extra long because I'll use that to put the dial over to stamp it. If you didn't watch the video before this one, it'll be clear when I get to that point. Okay, I bored the hole in the dial stock, and that will fit the dial bushing. I got to go quite a bit, about 100 thousandths. Didn't have the right size drill. Okay, I got a pretty good fit there, probably a 1/1000th over. And I've finished this outside smooth, and we're ready to scribe our lines now. I sharpened my own high-speed steel scribe. We'll see how that works. Yeah, I think that looks alright. Now I've got to build a jig to stamp the numbers on. Okay, let's put this thing together. I've got my reference dial mounted. It's got a set screw in the bottom, holds it to the compound. This sleeve right here, I was originally going to put a set screw in there that engaged with that keyway, and I decided to put a roll pin in. And I got the idea from the original hand crank. That's how it's made. It's got a pin in there. It seems to work pretty good. Anyway, you put this bushing on. And the dial. I put a 832 nylon tip set screw in there. And I was careful to put, there's the roll pin there, I was careful to put that in a location that didn't interfere with that, because I want this dial to be able to rotate on there without hitting that. Didn't want it to catch on that roll pin. Snug that down and then back it off about 1/8 of a turn. Takes out all the slop. And when I tighten this, it'll take out more of the backlash. It's got about 8 thousandths backlash. That's not too bad. Works real smooth. So I can reset to 0 by sliding the dial. Probably need to tighten that up just a hair. Oh yeah, that's better. I can go 10 thousandths in, whatever. Anyway, I'm real pleased with it. I used this fill-in paint on the dial. It makes the numbers stand out. I think I like this dial a little better than the first one I made. They both look good. This one here I used 400 grit wet and dry sandpaper with some oil on it and gave it kind of a shiny finish. The other dial, more of a satin finish. They both look good, but I think I like the shiny finish a little better. Well, I'm pleased with the way that turned out. That's a huge improvement over that. Well, that's it. Thanks for joining me, and be sure and subscribe.